would be a heavy blow to all those who believe in human solidarity.
In the quiet corridors of history, whispers of Albert Einstein's final moments have always echoed with intrigue. As the world mourned the loss of this unparalleled genius, a sensational revelation emerged from the shadows. Einstein, in the 11th hour of his life, had unveiled a terrifying secret. This shocking disclosure, shrouded in mystery, sent ripples across the globe. The world, once basking in the glory of his scientific revelations, now held its breath, eager to uncover the chilling secret that the father of relativity had left behind. Born in the Kingdom of Württemberg in the German Empire on March 14, 1879, Albert Einstein would grow to challenge and reshape our understanding of the universe. As a child, he displayed an insatiable curiosity, often engrossed in thought experiments and questions about the nature of light and time. His early years were not without academic struggles. In fact, a myth persists that Einstein was a poor student, but in reality, he excelled in subjects that piqued his interest, particularly mathematics and physics. Einstein's journey into the realm of physics formally began at the Polytechnic Institute in Zurich. Here, he cultivated his foundational knowledge, laying the groundwork for what would be his monumental contributions to the scientific community. It was during his time as a patent clerk in Bern that he produced some of his most significant works. In 1905, dubbed his Annus Mirabilis, or Miracle Year, Einstein published 4 groundbreaking papers on the photoelectric effect, Brownian motion, special relativity, and the equivalence of mass and energy. This last concept is famously represented by the equation E equals sine mc 2 E equals sine mc 2, which describes the relationship between an object's energy and its mass. The theory of special relativity, which proposed that the laws of physics are the same for all non-accelerating observers, and that the speed of light is always constant, was revolutionary. It challenged age-old beliefs and Newtonian mechanics, painting a new canvas of the universe where space and time were interwoven into a singular continuum. However, Einstein's explorations didn't stop there. A decade later, he delved deeper into the cosmos, presenting the theory of general relativity. This theory expanded on his earlier work, introducing the idea that massive objects cause a distortion in space-time, which is perceived as gravity. This radical perspective transformed our understanding of gravitational forces and predicted phenomena like the bending of light around massive objects, a prediction which was later confirmed during a solar eclipse in 1919. His pioneering work in quantum mechanics further solidified his reputation as a trailblazer. While he famously quipped, "God does not play dice," expressing his discomfort with the probabilistic nature of quantum mechanics, his work on the photoelectric effect, which demonstrated that light had both wave-like and particle-like properties, was a cornerstone in the development of quantum theory. For this, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921. Beyond the realms of relativity and quantum mechanics, Einstein's influence permeated various fields of physics, including thermodynamics, cosmology, and unified field theory. His relentless pursuit of knowledge and understanding was not limited to just theoretical endeavors. He actively engaged with the scientific community, collaborating, debating, and constantly refining his ideas. Einstein's contributions extended beyond the laboratory and academic journals. He was deeply involved in social, political, and global issues. From advocating for civil rights, speaking against racism, to warning about the perils of nuclear weapons, Einstein used his influence to champion causes he believed in. In the latter part of his life, Einstein moved to the United States, escaping the rise of Nazism in Germany. At the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey, he continued his scientific pursuits, seeking a unified theory that would reconcile general relativity with quantum mechanics. Although he never found this unification, his endeavors in this direction set the stage for future generations of physicists. Albert Einstein's final years, often referred to as his silent era, stand in stark contrast to the blazing trail of discoveries and accolades that marked his earlier life. As the world around him rapidly evolved, both scientifically and politically, Einstein found himself at a crossroads of introspection and contemplation. Having settled in the United States in the 1930s to escape the mounting dangers of Nazi Germany, Einstein took up a position at the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey. Here, he delved deeply into his quest for a unified theory, an endeavor that aimed to reconcile the seemingly conflicting domains of general relativity and quantum mechanics. However, despite his tireless efforts and countless hours of work, this elusive theory remained beyond his grasp. While the scientific community buzzed with new discoveries and shifts in understanding, Einstein, in some ways, became more isolated from mainstream physics. His skepticism towards quantum mechanics, especially its inherent randomness, led him to sometimes be perceived as out of touch with the burgeoning field. His famous statement, "God does not play dice," underscored his discomfort with the probabilistic nature of quantum events, a viewpoint that increasingly distanced him from the consensus of his peers. But it wasn't just the world of physics that saw Einstein retreat into a form of silence. The horrors of World War II and the subsequent dawn of the nuclear age weighed heavily on him. Having once signed a letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt urging the development of atomic weapons as a deterrent against Nazi Germany, Einstein was deeply pained by the actual use of these weapons on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The ethical implications of his indirect involvement haunted him, and he became a vocal advocate for disarmament and international control of nuclear energy. As his health began to decline, Einstein's public appearances grew less frequent, but his passion for social and political issues never waned. He continued to champion causes like civil rights, Zionism, and global disarmament, often using his platform to write and speak on these matters. The aura of mystery surrounding Einstein's final years has given rise to numerous speculations, myths, and rumors. Tales of his lost manuscript, or the final theory he was supposedly working on the day he passed away, have captured imaginations for decades. While it's true that Einstein was working on a speech for Israel's 7th anniversary on his last day, the contents were more philosophical than groundbreaking in the realm of physics. Another popular myth from this era is the idea that Einstein's last words were lost in time because they were spoken in German to a nurse who only understood English. While this makes for a poignant story, it remains unverified and adds to the enigmatic aura of his final moments. Einstein's death in April 1955 marked the end of an era. As news of his passing spread, tributes poured in from all corners of the globe, reflecting the profound impact he had not only on science, but on the very fabric of the 20th century. The world mourned the loss of a genius, a humanitarian, and a beacon of hope and reason. In the wake of great personalities, tales and legends often sprout, intertwining with the truth and creating a mosaic of fact and fiction. Albert Einstein, with his iconic wild hair and contemplative gaze, was no exception. The rumors of a terrifying secret disclosed by him in his final moments have become a compelling narrative, but like many stories that surround legendary figures, discerning truth from embellishment proves essential. The origins of this alleged secret are nebulous at best. Some suggest it was a scientific revelation, a final piece to the puzzle of the universe that Einstein had spent his life trying to solve. Others posit it was a philosophical or ethical warning, perhaps stemming from his deep-seated concerns over the atomic age and the potential for global annihilation. However, rigorous examination of historical records, personal correspondence, and testimonies from those close to him during his last years provides no concrete evidence of such a disclosure. Einstein's own granddaughter, Evelyn, once commented on the myriad of myths surrounding her grandfather, noting that while he was a deep thinker and often concerned about humanity's future, there was no secret message or prophecy left behind. His concerns, particularly about nuclear weapons and the trajectory of global conflict, were openly discussed in his letters and public speeches. If there was a warning he wished to convey, he did so transparently, without shrouding it in mystery. Another strand of this narrative is the supposed documentation of this secret. Tales of lost manuscripts or hidden notes are tantalizing, but again, there's little evidence to substantiate these claims. Einstein was meticulous in his work, and his writings, both scientific and personal, have been extensively studied. No groundbreaking or alarming revelations have emerged posthumously that weren't already known or discussed during his lifetime. The allure of sensationalism is potent. As humans, we're drawn to mysteries, especially when they involve figures we hold in high regard. It's tempting to believe that someone of Einstein's caliber, who reshaped our understanding of the universe, had one final enigma to offer. However, the true essence of Einstein's legacy isn't in secrets or hidden revelations, but in his open contributions to science and humanity. It's crucial to approach such tales with a healthy dose of skepticism. Sensational stories, especially those that emerge after a person's death, are often riddled with exaggerations or outright fabrications. They can detract from the genuine achievements and messages of the individual. In Einstein's case, his real warnings and insights, particularly regarding peace, international cooperation, and the responsible use of scientific discoveries, are profound enough without the need for added drama. While tales of a mysterious, undisclosed secret from Einstein might captivate the imagination, the reality is that Albert Einstein was forthright about his fears and hopes for humanity. His genuine concerns, articulated both in writing and speeches, offer a profound reflection of the challenges and responsibilities of the 20th century and beyond. At the forefront of Einstein's worries was the advent of nuclear weapons. The destructive power of the atom bomb, first witnessed in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, deeply troubled him. Although Einstein's famous equation, E equals sign Mach 2E equals sign Mach 2, was foundational to understanding the energy potential of atomic reactions, he played no direct role in the development of the atomic bomb. Nevertheless, he felt a moral responsibility given the theoretical underpinnings of his work. Einstein's letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1939, co-signed with physicist Leo Szilard, was pivotal in urging the U.S. to accelerate its atomic research during World War II. This was primarily out of fear that Nazi Germany would develop such a weapon first. However, once the war concluded and the true might of nuclear weaponry became evident, Einstein became a vocal advocate for its control and disarmament. He famously stated, "The release of atomic power has changed everything except our way of thinking. The solution to this problem lies in the heart of mankind." World peace was another profound concern for Einstein. Having witnessed the devastating impacts of 2 world wars, he believed that only a united global effort could prevent future large-scale conflicts. He often championed the idea of a supranational governing body that would have the authority to resolve international disputes without resorting to warfare. Although his vision was idealistic, the underlying sentiment underscored the necessity of international collaboration in an increasingly interconnected world. His Jewish heritage and the rise of anti-Semitic sentiments, particularly in Nazi Germany, also shaped Einstein's perspectives on global politics. He supported the Zionist movement, not in the quest for a nationalistic state, but as a cultural revival for the Jewish people. However, as tensions in the Middle East grew post-World War II, Einstein advocated for peaceful coexistence between Jews and Arabs in the region. Einstein's role as a public intellectual meant his voice resonated beyond just scientific circles. He used his platform to address racial discrimination, particularly in the United States. His friendship with African-American civil rights leader Webb Du Bois and his correspondence with activist Marian Anderson highlighted his commitment to social justice. Einstein described racism as a disease of white people and lauded the efforts of those fighting against racial segregation and prejudice. Furthermore, Einstein's pacifist beliefs, which were especially strong following World War I, evolved over time. The rise of fascism in Europe during the 1930s convinced him of the necessity of military action in certain situations. However, even then, he remained hopeful for a world where conflicts could be resolved through dialogue and mutual understanding. In the years following World War II, as the Cold War took shape and the threat of nuclear annihilation loomed large, Einstein's advocacy for disarmament became even more fervent. He collaborated with other leading intellectuals and figures, such as Bertrand Russell, to promote disarmament and the peaceful use of atomic energy. Albert Einstein, with his bushy mustache and untamed hair, has become a symbol of genius and creativity in popular culture. Yet his legacy extends far beyond the confines of scientific journals and academic conferences. His influence has permeated the arts, philosophy, and the broader societal fabric, making him a figure whose impact transcends time and disciplines. In popular culture, Einstein is everywhere. From movies and TV shows to T-shirts and internet memes, his image and name are synonymous with intelligence and innovation. Films such as IQ and The Theory of Everything have explored aspects of his personal and professional life, while science fiction often draws upon his theories, especially relativity, to craft narratives around time travel and interstellar adventures. Musicians, too, have paid homage. For instance, the band Counting Crows referenced him in their song Einstein on the Beach, and Philip Glass composed an avant-garde opera titled Einstein on the Beach, showcasing the physicist's broader cultural resonance. Einstein's philosophical musings, often centered on the interplay between science, religion, and morality, have spurred discussions and debates. His views on the nature of reality, determinism, and the existence of God have been subjects of countless essays and books. His belief in Spinoza's God, a deity not of organized religion but of harmony and beauty in the laws of the universe, has influenced both theologians and scientists. His thoughts on the interconnectedness of all things and the relativity of time and space have found echoes in Eastern philosophies, bridging cultures and belief systems. His legacy in the broader societal context is equally profound. Einstein's outspoken stance on issues like disarmament, civil rights, education, and pacifism has inspired activists and thinkers worldwide. His belief in the power of critical thinking, the importance of creativity in education, and the need for a global perspective in solving humanity's challenges have become foundational principles for many educators and policymakers. Perhaps most crucially, Einstein's warnings and insights remain as relevant today as they were during his lifetime. His concerns about the unchecked power of atomic energy resonate in a world where nuclear proliferation remains a pressing issue. His appeals for international collaboration and understanding find echoes in global forums addressing climate change, pandemics, and other borderless challenges. His advocacy for racial equality and civil rights continues to inspire movements against discrimination and prejudice across the globe. Einstein once remarked, "The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking." This sentiment encapsulates his broader vision for humanity. He recognized the power of ideas and beliefs in shaping our world and underscored the need for introspection, change, and growth. In many ways, Einstein's true legacy lies not just in the equations he wrote or the scientific principles he unearthed, but in the timeless values he championed. Values of curiosity, compassion, and unity. His life serves as a testament to the idea that science and morality, reason and emotion can coexist harmoniously, that a scientist can be a philosopher, a humanitarian, and a beacon of hope. The tale of Einstein's terrifying secret is but one example of the pervasive influence of sensationalism in media. Sensationalism, with its alluring headlines and embellished narratives, seeks to captivate audiences, often at the expense of truth and nuance. In our interconnected digital age, where information spreads at lightning speed, the impact of such sensational stories is magnified, shaping perceptions, opinions, and even actions. Historically, media has played a dual role, informing the public and generating revenue. The latter can sometimes overshadow the former, leading to the amplification of stories that evoke strong emotions, fear, excitement, outrage, because they tend to attract more viewers or readers. This dynamic, in turn, can lead to an overemphasis on the sensational, with stories being twisted, exaggerated, or even fabricated to fit a compelling narrative. The line between news and entertainment becomes blurred, with the primary goal being to capture attention rather than to inform. Einstein's posthumous revelation is a case in point. Rather than focusing on his actual contributions and documented concerns, rumors and myths took center stage, diverting attention from the genuine wisdom and warnings he had shared during his lifetime. Such distortions, while they might boost short-term engagement, do a disservice to the subjects of the stories and to the public at large. This trend isn't limited to stories about famous personalities. Sensationalism can influence the portrayal of events, from natural disasters to political scandals, skewing public understanding and sometimes even inciting unnecessary panic or outrage. A story that's presented with a dramatic spin might garner more clicks or shares, but it can also lead to misinformation, skewed perceptions, and a distrust of media sources. In this landscape, the importance of fact-checking and responsible journalism cannot be overstated. Fact-checking is the bulwark against the spread of misinformation. It involves verifying claims, cross-referencing sources, and ensuring that the information being presented is accurate and in context. Responsible journalism goes beyond just verifying facts. It encompasses a commitment to fairness, transparency, and integrity. It means avoiding undue bias, acknowledging errors, and always prioritizing the truth over sensational appeal. Some media outlets have established dedicated fact-checking teams, and independent fact-checking organizations have risen to prominence, especially in the age of social media where false information can spread virally. These efforts, while commendable, also underscore a troubling reality. The need for such measures indicates a crisis of credibility in modern media. For consumers of news, the onus is also on them to approach stories with a discerning eye. Critical thinking, cross-referencing information from multiple sources, and being wary of headlines that seem overly dramatic or provocative can help in navigating the vast sea of information. Media literacy, an understanding of how media works and the factors that influence content production and dissemination, is an essential skill for the modern age.